I were playing together under guava's tree. There are Naila and Laila. At the first time, Naila invited us to pick some guava. Let's pick some guavas, Naila said. Then I answered, how do we pick it? The tree is so tall. And then Naila said, we just climbing the tree. After that, one by one we started to climb the tree. When I to try climb the tree, I feel scared. I'm afraid of falling. Naila is the first climbing. She quickly climbed the tree. Then Laila also climbed the tree. And the last I climbed, but I didn't quit because I was not good to climb the tree. After I was in the tree, we picked some guava soon, and we ate some guava on the tree. We feel very happy. We enjoyed eating some guavas on the tree. It's so sweet and tasty. All three of us are real friends. We often play together. And we also often pick some guavas on the tree. But I never joined to climb. I just waiting under the tree. We'll eat some guavas. This was first time for me to climb the tree. It's my amazing experience. I was in elementary school. Between the three of us, only I have a different school. Naila and Laila have some school, but we school typically in the same school. I'm very happy to have good friends. I usually spend time together. One of them was pick some guava. After we were satisfied at some guava, we go down. When I try to go down, I'm afraid of falling, and I didn't dare to go down. I told with my friend that I could not go down, and then my friends laughed loudly. I'm so shy. After that, my friends told with my father, and then my father came with us tires. And finally, I can go down with stairs. I'm so shy because I can climb the tree, but I could not to go down. After that, my father told with me to be careful and not to climb again. I'm so shy, and finally I go to home. Yes, it's my embarrassing experience. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Hello, I will share unforgettable experience. My unforgettable experience was during study time at Bali. It was a pleasant and sad experience for me. Me and high school friend depart on Saturday night before we gather first at school. We depart with 5 buses. Before we warm up, we were given the first direct by the teacher and prayed for safety in the journey. After that, after that, we were dispatched with a teacher assistant for each bus. We leave at we leave at 11 o'clock at night. On the first night of the trip, we enjoyed it cool while singing together, and there were also those who used that time to sleep because the journey would be long and tiring. After late at night, we were told to rest, to rest, to rest by our companion. The next day, we prayed and at the same time had breakfast in the East Java area. It turned out that at the time the trip was still very long. After all had finished breakfast, we continued the journey and at noon arrived. We stopped and to carry our lunch and also prayers. After that, we resumed on the bus. We jogged and while singing together. At night, we stopped to eat and pray. After all was finished, we continued the journey to the port. We arrived at 12 o'clock at night. We were asked to get on the bus and head to the ship. The 1 hour crossing to Bali lasted my first boat ride. After crossing the sea, we were asked to take the bus back and continue the journey to the first tourist spot, which is to Landlord. On the way, I used it to sleep. When we arrived in the Tanah Lot, we went down and took a shower in the public bathroom. Alternately happened to our bus. The first bus that arrived, so it was not long wait in line to take a shower. Without you snowing indoors, out indoors, all at 3 a.m. After showering, I go to sleep again while waiting for other friends and also the morning prayer time. After everything was finished and the day began in the morning, my friend and I went straight to Tanah Lot Beach to enjoy the scanner and also take photos. We were there for an hour. After that, we were asked to have breakfast at the eating place around the Tanah Lot area. Then we continued the journey to the second tourist spot, Tanjung Benua, that I and my friend took a boat across to a small island that had many reptiles, one of which was a snake turtle tortoise. We slowered on the promontory for 2 hours. After that, we continued the trip to Kuta Beach, there I just sat while enjoying the scanner because I was too tired and wanted to get to the hotel quickly. On the beach of Kuta, we spent 2 hours. After that, we hit to the hotel to rest. When I arrived at the hotel, I immediately cleaned myself and rested. On the second day, we had breakfast before continuing the journey to the next tourist spot. After breakfast, we continue our journey to the Pandawa beach. This is that I wait for because he said it was the best beach. When he arrived there, I was really shocked. It turned out that this was indeed the best beach among the beach of the previous beach. We were there on the beach and did not forget to take pictures. After we were satisfied, we continued our journey to the Uluwatu temple. When we arrived, there were many monkeys hanging around. The sea view from Uluwatu temple is very good. Then we headed to the village. There we watched the Kecak dance. The first time I will watch the Kecak dance directly. After the Kecak dance performance was over, we headed to the beach by which I bought a lot for my family and relatives. After we finished shopping, we headed to the hotel. When I arrived at the hotel, I cleaned myself and tidied all my belongings because tomorrow I will go to Pekalongan. Next day, I was very happy because I was soon return to meet my family again. While waiting for the others, I and my friend were eating happily in Bali. Suddenly, there was on my of my friend who felt my vibration, and my friend was quiet. The vibration was getting louder, and all those in the hotel immediately ran towards the next exit. It turned out it turned out an earthquake. At the moment, I was very scared and sad because it was a pretty strong earthquake that I felt for the first time. Everyone there was also scared. After everything was calm and the weather was stable, we immediately processed to go home to the city. Our trip home for more than a day, and thanks God we survived until the host returned with many stories and would not be forget for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Richa Febrianti. You can call me Richa, but my friends sometimes call me Rika. I was born in Klaten, February 17, 2001. I am 17 years old. I come from Klaten. I live in Jogodayo, Kalikotes, Klaten. Where I was in the village. At home there are my family is I am father, mother, and brother. Now I live in boarding Albanatu in the street Tanjung, Sekaran Gunung Pati, Semarang. I am the first of two siblings. I have one younger brother. My father, named Suyetno, he worked as a laborer in Yogyakarta. My mother was named Yuli Sudiastuti. She was a housewife, but at home opened a sewing service. My younger brother was named Alfian Marlino Saputra. He now sits in junior high school in one Kalikotes of the ninth grade. I was graduated from elementary school 3 Kalikotes, junior high school 1 Kalikotes, senior high school 3 Klaten. I have mathematics because I like math. From my elementary school, I really liked math, and because the teacher who taught was also very busy, so always enjoyed mathematics. Math me always like mathematics until now, and also with math test scores. I have mathematics because I like math. From my elementary school, I really liked math, and because the teacher who taught was also very busy, so always enjoyed mathematics. Math me always like mathematics until now, and also with math test scores, which in my opinion are satisfied. But at the time of high school, I was down because I thought the lessons were more difficult. But I try to learn so I can always take lessons. My hobby is watching TV, and now I have hobby is writing. My opinion, watching TV becomes a refreshing when money tasks and also to find out the latest news. But now in boarding really see TV because there is no TV every room. So my hobby is that it is temporarily blocked, and now I have a hobby of writing. What I wrote was either writing a lesson or writing sometimes that was not important. But I here like to writing or take note related to the lesson. But I now want to develop related to my current hobby of writing. I am passionate about my hobby. I want to be able to learn how to write properly and be able to make essays to like writes who are readable. I want to make story books. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rafi. I will tell you something I did not forget at elementary school. And this is a simple story. At the time, there will be a practical exam. And there is divided groups to display their talent. At that time, my group would be performing modern dance. But my group continued to practice, but where did not seriously. At the time, I continued to invite to be serious in training, but they were difficult to manage. So when the exam day, we are not compact, and I still remember until now, because it was a lesson for me to be more strict in managing friends. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This time I will tell about holiday. Every family holiday will definitely take a vacation. In the last holiday 217 yesterday, my family and I went to Pacitan for a holiday. As my brother Wavy worked in countership, so we and The family slept there. I was hiking for about 3 days. It departed on 30 December 2017. On the first day, when we get there, we don't go anywhere, just walk to the city. On the second day, my brother planning on go to beach, which still so new in the city of Pacitan, with its turtle beach. We had to travel from the city of Pacitan to the beach, about 30 minutes by car. Traveled through the jungle, forest, and many beautiful mountain scenery. After it arrived, it turned out that the beach was not so famous because it was located in a village. Shape that is 200 for everyone. Besides us, there are also many turtles that are bred there are already big one to small turtle. We are there for about uh, two, 2 and 3 hours. Because it was already afternoon, we returned home. Then the 3 day right in the then the 3 day rise in the New Year, we went to Clear Beach and Cave Kong. For fear of traffic jams, we left early in the morning. Our first destination is my cave. The place is very good. The entry ticket is quarterly safe, 500 for everyone. To get to the car from the parking lot, we have to walk with is quite far away. When it's quickly beautiful, the cave was given a cave name because there was a rocket that sounded like a gong. The more visitors there are, after about 3 hours, we continue to travel to Clear Beach. The trip taken from my cave it takes about 30 minutes. After arriving, the queue of the entrance was long, 2,000 tickets for everyone. After waiting long enough, we family got into. We are looking for a car park first. We go to the beach. Many tourists arrived. The place is quite clean too. We are now found around 5 hours. We buy young coconut. We will enjoy the scenery and the cool air and pleasant. It did not feel like it was late afternoon and it was raining and we went home before you head home. Before going home, we stopped by to buy fish.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Lisa Ayu Octaviani. Some things are easier to remember and some are easier to forget. I can remember my memorable moment as if happened yesterday, and in this occasion or in this time I would like to tell you my embarrassing memorable moment. So keep watching the video. I was 9 years old. It happened not when school holiday. My mother, my neighbor, and I went to the mall to buy everything that we need to school, like bag, shoes, pencil case, and everything. So we went to the mall. We prepared and finally arrived to the mall, but the store that sell everything that we need is on third floor, so we must walk on escalator. And I scared walk on escalator because I saw news that a child clamped his legs on escalator on the television. So I said to my neighbor that I'm scared. So she held my hand and ensured that I'm fine. And finally we arrived on third floor to book everything that we need. After we bought bag, shoes, pencil case, socks, and everything, we went to back to home, so we must walk on escalator again. So on second floor, my neighbor that hold my hand was called with her husband, so she didn't pay attention on me, and suddenly I didn't know what I did before, but I sit on escalator, and my neighbor, my mother, the security and cashier, they are scared to turn off the escalator because a child is sit on escalator. So I didn't know what should I do, and I didn't know how can I arrive on first floor, but it's happened to me, sit on escalator. Then my mother asked me how can I sit on escalator, what I did before until I can sit on escalator, but I said I didn't know what I did before, and they just laugh and tell my story to my neighbor, my family, so they are know that I'm scared walk on escalator. Until now, when I walk on escalator, I said to my friend that with me, I scared walk on escalator, so they hold my hand, and I will save when someone hold my hand when walk on escalator. So uh, it's my experience, it's my memorable moment. The first time I went to mall and sit on escalator. Uh, Thank you for watching the video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and see you.
Assalamualaikum. Hello guys, my name is Zulhana Sufia. Now I want to tell you about my unforgettable childhood experience and enjoy. In everyone's life, there's always at least an unforgettable childhood experience, and this journey creates both good or bad stories. I myself have had a few bad ones at a time. They occurred mostly when I was trying to fit in and find my inner self. One of those stories is when I heard one of my friends. The story taught me a valuable lesson for my future then. Well, it is one of my unforgettable experience happened to my life when I was young girl. At the time, I and my friend used to hang out around the tree which was near the playing ground. One of my friend's fathers had tried a rope there and made a swing like stuff for us. Once we swing there one by one peacefully, but one of my friends who was very naughty tried to trick me. He said to me that it was his time then. Of course, I denied his statement because I remember the trend very well. Not accepting my argument, he hit an elf and fell me down. I stood up and kept asking for my turn, but again he hit me and fell down. I was very angry and with the throwing eyes, I warned him, if he won't let me swing, I will hit you with the stone. He said, whatever. Then I took a small stone and threw onto him. Without thinking it could hurt his eyes or harm him, he started crying and I started swinging. The next day, his mother came to my house complaining my mother and said, see, what your daughter has done to my son. His eyes were bleeding. After that, my mother asked me about the incident and I explained her the whole story. How he hit me and my legs were bleeding, and I saw her the scratches on my hand, and finally how I threw the stone on him. The lady was still shouting on me and my mother, but my mother asked her to bring a stone and let her son hit on my eyes. If this could make her son feel better, then do that. Then she thought for a while and said to my mother, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know why I spelled so bad words for you. And my mother said, they're children and of friends. Today they told, they fought, and tomorrow they will play together again. Then why we are blaming and shouting? I don't forget these words my mother told her the day I don't understand what the meaning of this word was. But out when I grew up, I understood what she meant to say. After that, after that incident, I never threw any stone to anybody. And I hope my story is can be learned for you. So I think enough. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi, my name is Fajaraji Buwana. I studied at UNES. I will tell you the worst experience in my life. This happened 7 years ago when I was in the 6th grade. I used to like to do good to my friend, and also I often get champion in class, which is always first place winner, so it's not surprising that many friends are close to me. But one time there was a girlfriend who told me that she was being liked by men from the side. She often told me that the guy was too pushy to be his girlfriend. My girlfriend is always everywhere with me, and finally the guy who likes her sees her with me. Then from her face it looks like she upset. I feel bad too. Since then I have rather keep my distance from my female friends. But the guy still fell raving on me, so often mocks me, often annoys me by throwing stone. He also invites his friend to bully me. Eventually, I'm often bullied at rest. Even though we are different, but we are different and there is no distance. I was still silent and didn't care because I was still holding back my emotion. But over time it got worse. Finally, I talked to them that this was all just a misunderstanding. But they did not believe me and instead even bullied me. Then, one day when I came home from school, my friend told me that I would be beaten. But I still did not care until finally something unpleasant happened. I was beaten in front of the school gate. At the time, all the teachers were in the office. My friend only saw me being beaten. I only held back each of their punches and kicks. More or less gang up on me. There were 8 children. I finally just kept quiet without giving resistance. In the end, there was a friend of mine who ventured to help me and spared the beatings. I was immediately withdrawn and ride a bicycle with my friend. I also feel grateful that my friend dared to help me. When I got home, I told my parents. My parents were sad to hear my story. So the next day my mother came to school and asked for clarity about what happened to me. My teacher was surprised to hear the story. Then in the end, a friend who came up on me was told to apologize to me and promised not to repeat it. Then they were punished by my teacher. I also feel calm and live my life as usual, but the incident will never be forgotten. From that incident, I become aware that not everyone is good to us. Finally, a similar incident happened again when I was in grade 1 junior high school, but the cause was different. The cause was because there was a friend of mine who was jealous to see me close to all the other friends, so he invited 3 of his friends to bully me. But I was silent, but I was still silent. And in the end, again something unwanted happened. I was almost beaten by my friend again, but this can be thrown by my teacher who is passing in front of the class. Finally, the five of us were suspended for fighting. But after that day, instead become my friend and no longer bullied me because when they were suspect they say they were jealous and apologies to me. Since then, no similar thing have happened until now, and I hope that similar event will never happen again. Because in my opinion, bullying is a very dangerous thing for a child. At that time, I felt depressed and always sad at school, but fortunately, I never fought because it was always attacked. No one dared to bully one. If there was, maybe I would fight because if the beating is clear, I will lose. And also, I have not been hate in the past, always being the short guy among other guys. So maybe that was the reason I was often bullied. I think enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hey guys, I will to tell you about my memorable story. It was horror story. It was Friday morning. When I finished my breakfast, I washed my hand and I passed the bathroom. I intended to beat my sister who was being beat by my mother. But I accidentally looked at the mirror in the bedroom. At the time, I didn't see my reflection, but I saw a woman with an old face. She has black eye. She has black eyes around her eyes. Random hair that is random and black and white. Her skin is wrinkled like a grandmother. And she smiled on me, but I ignored her. I went off the day by hang out with my cousin. We went to mall, eat, and buy goods. At night, when I'm studying, I want to poop and go straight to bedroom. I saw my parents and parents talking, and my sister who was sleeping in front of the TV. When in the bedroom, I can poop. Suddenly, the bedroom door seems to want to be opened from the outside by someone. I thought it was my mother and my sister who liked to tease me. But when I called Mom, there was no answer. Shortly after the accident, I decided to go out of the bedroom. Then I asked my parents and thought my mother had cheated me, but she didn't even know if I passed around them to the bedroom and thought I was studying in my room. I will also tell what happened in the bedroom to my parents. My father, who thinks that if someone else, immediately runs behind who knows it is indeed a human who wants to do evil. When checked around, my father didn't find anyone or anything suspicious. I know it immediately cried because I remember the accident in this incident this morning. We saw a woman in the bedroom mirror. I I also I also finally told my parents about the accident this morning, and did not to sleep and did not dare to sleep alone that night. The next day, atmosphere in my house is not wearing and the weather is strange. After my parents asked their indigo friends, and it turns out there is a new ghost who wants to disturb the residents at home. The ghost has already tricked me and my mother. After the ghost was expelled, the atmosphere in my house became normal again, and residents of the house returned to daily activities without interruption anymore. I think that's all my most memorable story. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, how are you today? Hopefully you all is fine. Meet again with me, I'm Nurjanatul Hairina, but you can call me Rina. On this video, I will tell you about my memorable moment. This is an extraordinary moment that took me on a plane for the first time. This moment happened in 2016 when I was in 10th grade at Mankendal. Even though I'm a math student, I also like English lesson. Therefore, I'm following the extracurricular English conversation club. After several months following my school, the arrival of native speakers from abroad was brought in as ETA or English Teaching Assistant from Eminem Fulbright. My ETS name is Miss Samantha Slattery. Me and my friends called her Miss Sammy. She is a person who is always passionate, disciplined, and cheerful. It was very amazing to be taught directly by a native speaker. After teaching Indonesian children in schools throughout Indonesia, Eminem created a program to bring together all ETA with their chosen students in a competition called Word Competition. To be a chosen student, of course, through several selections at the time on February 25, 2016, my school held a words competition selection, joined between Eminem and Mankendal. The theme of the words competition that year was the Three Wishes, where each participant was asked to give a speech conveying their three hopes and displaying their talents within 5 minutes. That day, I and my friend who also took part in the selection came together at the hall where the selection was held. Had gotten nervous because the selection was attended and witnessed by the principal and school officials. The jury was not half-hearted. 3 judges, all of which are native speakers, Miss Sammy, Miss Sammy's mother, and Miss Hillary, ETA at the Central Java Vocational High School that year. When the distribution of the serial number appeared, my heart seemed to stop pounding. Number 1, show first. Wow, I really nervous. Armed with preparation before selection, I finally ventured to appear first. My speech was entitled Care and Love the Nature. In my speech, I wish that the Indonesian people will be aware of
discover and love the nature. And at the end of the performance, I performed poetry readings in English with the title A Poem for Natural Destroyer. I tried to display it with all my poetic abilities. After the competition selection finished, the announcement of the winner was finally announced. How surprised it turned out that I was the first place in the selection. Great luck really happened to me that day. I was to be a chosen student to join the world competition in Jakarta, a moment that will never be forgotten for me. Even with pleasure, that must be sadness. Maybe I'm very happy because I will go to Jakarta, but I also have to be sad because my ETA can accompany me because she has go to her home country early. Finally, Mrs. Fitri, it was my English teacher, she was accompanied me to Jakarta. Exactly on April 10, 2016, the moment arrived. I was escorted by my cousin to Semarang Ahmad Yani Airport, where I was welcomed by Mrs. Fitri. We departed together with other ETA and his student from Semarang. I got my first friend, Raisa, and Mrs. Asmini, who turned out to also continue studying at UNES, majoring at biology. At 12:50, the first time I got on a plane with any shoes, seeing the earth from the clouds, it was very beautiful. I couldn't believe it. This is a truly extraordinary moment. And at 13:55, we arrived at Halim Perdana Kusuma Airport, very fast, great to get on a plane. After that, we headed to the place for the competition at the Le Méridien Hotel. Again, I must be amazed at the luxurious and magnificent hotel. We take a break. Then, following dinner as the opening of the world competition, meeting all participants from various provinces in Indonesia, meeting all ETA who were so kind and fun. The next day, 11 April 2016, the peak of the competition took place. The participants conveyed all their great hopes, all extraordinary talent displayed, dancing, singing, designing, roboting, pickpocks, stunning. I myself continued to appear with the speech, care, and love the nature. And the poetry, poem for natural destroyer. The difference from the selection for this competition, I display the PowerPoint that I have prepared during the training. All participants have abilities that are equal great. For this part, I might be disappointed because I can't give a trophy for my school. But I'm still proud to be a part of this great competition. Meet with friends as participants from various provinces in Indonesia. Different tribes, different beliefs, different talents, but mutual respect and even mutual support during the competition, even seen fairly today. The last day, on April 12, 2016, the day of the tour. For the first time again, through this moment, I visited Monas, the Bank Indonesia Museum, and Old City. Traveled around Jakarta while studying Indonesian history. And at night, we held a farewell party. It was very heavy. 3 days, 2 nights that passed as fast as lightning. That's a remarkable, memorable moment in my life. Hopefully, I will have the opportunity to take a plane again and again. For Miss Amy, Miss Hillary, and Mrs. Fitri, and also the participant of 2016 World Competition, I really miss you guys. Wish we can meet again in another nice occasion. That is my memorable moment. I am sorry if any words and any behalf which are
I'm listening with you. Thanks your attention for watching my video. I'm Nurjanatul Khairina. See you guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.